Watch exclusive coverage of the NBA Finals. Brought to you by Budweiser. The bright color and crisp, clean taste you'll only find in the king of beers. Hummer. Check out the new H3. Hummer like nothing else. Nokia, the official mobile phones of the NBA. Nokia, connecting people. And War of the Worlds opens June 29th in theaters everywhere. Rated PG-13.
Back at the Palace of Auburn Hills, where the Pistons lead by 3, and the San Antonio Spurs have taken a little bit of a hit. Early in this game, Manu Ginobili, who has been the star of this series, collided with Tayshaun Prince, took a knee to his own left knee. It turns out it is a thigh contusion. He is returning to the game, but we saw what a thigh contusion did to Shaquille O'Neal in the playoffs earlier. Manu is coming back. They put some Flexall above that knee. Flexall, Al, is basically like Ben Gay. We know that's used to just keep the muscle loose and warm. He's back, as you see. We'll see how it impacts him, Al.
And take a look at that, Michelle. On the court for 48 minutes, plus 14 is San Antonio, but when you sit him down in the playoffs, they would wind up losing on a 48-minute basis by 5 points. Here goes Bowen. Inside, has it knocked away, but Duncan is right there.
I like the Detroit defense, though, Al. I know they gave up the second opportunity, but they got the shot block, and the rotations were there. We're seeing a lot of fire, a lot of spark here in their movements.
Richard Hamilton, look at Bowen. All over him, but Hamilton is able to free up enough for the basket. 11-8.
Well, you know, they need to get Hamilton off and Rasheed Wallace.
Tony Parker. Horry gets in there for the offensive rebound.
You're not this down, Horry. You've got to put a body on him and chase him, because he will go 10 to 12 feet to get a loose ball.
Rasheed Wallace knocks it out of bounds. 16 on the 24. 11-8 Detroit. Parker inbounding. Now Ginobili, his first touch since he had to come off the floor in the opening seconds of the game. And then his bounce pass inside is picked off by Tayshaun Prince.
That was an excellent switch on a pick and a roll with the switch man fronting Duncan, looking for the pass.
Nice move. Phillips to Wallace. Van Wallace.
Beautiful pass, great execution. They were relying on the rotation.
And then Parker answers. 13-10 Detroit. Ginobili, in the brief time in which he's played tonight, has already turned the ball over 3 times. The hallmark of the way San Antonio played in the first 2 games was to protect the ball, and they did it extremely well. Hamilton against Bowen. 2 in a row for Rip.
Yeah, I like that. They're running him on the baseline to the weak side so that he's posting up. No double team is coming because they feel that Bowen can take him one-on-one. Both scores came off of excellent head fakes.
And you have a defensive 3-second call here.
Defensive 3-second violation against Detroit.
Yeah, right now is on Rasheed Wallace. Rasheed came right out to Joey Crawford. He wanted him to explain it to him because he honestly thought that he had good coverage.
Ginobili shoots the technical, and that's his first point of the game. Russian Disturbance will come into the game, replacing Robert Horry.
Right now, what you have to do is you know that you need Horry for major minutes later. You know that Disturbance is a proven playoff player. He played the first 77 games for you before he was replaced after an injury. And unfortunately for him, he's never been able to get back in there.
Wallace is there again. Disturbance, meanwhile, has played only 4 minutes in the first 2 games in this series, and it's off him. And with 18 on the 24, Detroit to inbound.
But it's nice to bring in a guy, 7 feet, who is an excellent defender, who can block shots and rebound, and who is also playoff experience.
Hamilton working off a screen, but he's picked up by Disturbance. Now
got a mismatch here.
Yep. And they can't exploit it, but Rasheed gets it back. Bowen is on him. And Ginobili comes away with the ball.
We know that Prince is struggling. We don't want to harp on it. We just want to bring out the point that the majority of his shots are short. Just has to relax a little bit.
And Bowen, on his 34th birthday, celebrates with a 3. 15-14 Pistons.
Bruce Bowen, he'll attempt in this series. Now he's averaging 5 attempts a game. Detroit will lay off him until he proves that he can hit consistently.
From the corner, Prince again.
Everything's off the front of the rim now. I see Parker's looking at this right now. He feels he can take Prince right off the dribble.
And he lays it up from the lane, and that's short. And Wallace gets it out quickly to Billups. Hamilton now with Duncan on him. Drives by him. Can't put it in.
I like that, though. Challenge Duncan, force Duncan to play you. You never know when you get down in there. You pick up a foul on a big man. Rick actually gets by Duncan and gets a high percentage shot.
Oh, and Wallace almost stole it again, but this time he commits the foul as he goes by Ginobili.
Well, Ben Wallace leads all the playoff players with 34 steals. Now this is he just banged, see? Now that was excellent position, but by reaching with his right arm, he takes right into Ginobili and knocks him back.
First foul on Ben Wallace. Second team foul. Ginobili. And Manu Ginobili is able to knock down his first field goal of the game to make it 17-15. San Antonio on a three-pointer.
Now look, this guy is shooting 67% in threes. So you know that when you pick him up, especially with a potential knee injured here, you've got to close him out.
Chauncey Billups gets inside and gets fouled.
This is what we meant when we came on the show by saying Chauncey Billups has got to be more aggressive. He can take his man down in here and post Parker up at will and stay within the offense. And by doing that, he will put the pressure on San Antonio to double team. They know that Parker cannot play Billups one-on-one. Problem, you foul Billups, he's an 89% foul shooter during the season and also during playoff time.
That had been a 7-0 San Antonio run, and Billups with a three-point play to give Detroit the lead at 18-17 with a little more than 3 minutes to play in the period. Detroit 14 points in the paint, only 2. And what a block! Wallace everywhere, but Nesterovic gets it back and puts it in. But Ben Wallace is a monster in this quarter.
Al, he needs a little help here in picking up the loose balls. That's the second shot block that San Antonio recovered and laid the ball up into the basket.
Spurs by 1. Lindsey Hunter in off the bench. And Ginobili puts his hands up and gets called for the foul. And that's 2 on Manu with 2:30 to play in the first quarter. Game 3 at the Palace. Auburn Hills, Michigan. The NBA Finals, the San Antonio Spurs 19, the world champion Detroit Pistons 18. The NBA Finals on ABC.
I'm proud to build trucks and SUVs to a higher standard.
Professional grade.
I'm proud to build the world's most powerful V8 pickups.
The most powerful midsize SUVs.
The most powerful full-size SUVs.
And I'm proud to offer something we've never done before.
Our very own employee discount. You pay what we pay.
Not a cent more on every new 2005 GMC.
Get an 05 Sierra 1500 Crew Cab 2-wheel drive SLE for just $24,116 with your employee discount.
Hello.
To all children,
here are your instructions.
Watch what you say.
Back off, you little freaks.
Watch how you act. Or watch out.
Don't touch that squirrel's nuts.
For what happens.
Oh, good.
On July 15th.
He will be made into marshmallows.
Ew.
Johnny Depp.
He's an idiot.
Thank heavens he's completely unharmed.
in a Tim Burton film, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. Rated PG, in theaters and IMAX July 15th.
Inside the heart of every dad is a little boy who likes his high-tech toys. So skip the cologne and get Dad something he'll really like at the Radio Shack Father's Day sale. Just pop in and pick up a Sprint PCS picture phone for just $29.99 with a new 2-year agreement, and then strike a pose. Father's Day is here, and Radio Shack is right around the corner, where you'll get the help you need to find Dad what he wants, like a picture phone and a snapshot of you. The Father's Day sale at Radio Shack. Don't forget.
I don't look at myself as a basketball coach. I look at myself as a leader who happens to coach basketball. When they get out into the workplace, they're armed with not just a jump shot or a dribble. I want you armed for life. You know, I want you to develop as a player. I want you to develop as a student. And I want you to develop as a human being. My life isn't about playing games. That's why my card is American Express.
What if everything we fear
There's something in there.
is real?
Okay, now you're freaking me out.
Night Stalker, this fall only on ABC.
Defense, you know, to this team is what we hang our hats on. So, you know, coming out on the defensive end, that's when we win games. That, you know, everybody on this team know that we can, you know, score the basketball, but what we take most pride in is getting stopped, forcing another team to do things they're really not comfortable in doing.
Ben Wallace hadn't done much in the first 2 games. What's he done tonight? He's played 9 minutes. He scored 7 points, and that's unusual because you don't think about Ben offensively. he has 5 blocks. The NBA Finals record is 8 in a game. And the guys who've done it, it's been done 5 times, include Shaquille and Olajuwon, Bill Walton, another of those, Patrick Ewing, and Tim Duncan's done it. 8 in a game. Wallace has 5 in 9.5 minutes.
You love his energy. He's everywhere tonight. He's making things happen. But like we said, the other 4 players cannot just watch him block these shots. What they must do is garner the basketball and savor the possession.
Hamilton had to get it off with the shot clock winding down. So San Antonio with the ball. Kicking down to 2 minutes left in the quarter. Spurs up by a point.
Now, in game 2, the Spurs hit 11 threes. That's major in a game like this. Already, they've made 3 in this quarter, and that's the reason for the lead.
Parker with a long 2 from the top of the key. 21-18 San Antonio. Parker with 4 points. Ginobili has 4 points.
With this unit out here right now, Rip Hamilton and also McDyess on the box right there are your key people.
And there is Antonio McDyess with a fall away from the baseline to make it a 1-point game. Under a minute and a half. Parker, Hamilton picks him up and gets it up, and he loves to go to the hoop. The majority of his shots, the vast majority taken inside 6 feet. Example right there.
Now, there was very little room for him to get through. And one thing you know, that when he comes off that pick, he gets in the paint, you know he's going to test the interior defense by snaking his way to the basket.
Lindsey Hunter underneath. Comes up short, got no leverage on the shot. Barry. Passing it back out. Ori. Doesn't pass up many of those. And then Barry puts it in with the reverse. Wow.
Well, you just love their patience. They were not ready, and that's what you like. When Ori had that open shot, they do not like to take quick shots. So what they will do in their half-court sets, they'll keep making the extra pass and then try to get down inside it you again.
And with Chauncey Billups driving Joey Crawford, signaling a defensive 3 seconds. Duncan will come back into the game.
Now this is Brent Barry going to the basket, coming up underneath, allowing the defender to think that he had a potential shot block. Use the basket to ward off the defender.
Billups shoots the technical off the defensive 3. Rasheed Wallace will come back in. Tayshaun Prince will come back in for the final half minute. Hamilton will get a rest, and so will Ben Wallace. .14 on the 24-second clock. Wallace got free, and it will go out of bounds to San Antonio off Antonio McDyess with 20.6 seconds, and the shot clock now turned off.
With all of the defensive effort, the energy that we're seeing from Detroit, you're still 4 points down because you must concentrate on the three-point game and then also on the dribble penetration from the wing.
Detroit has a foul to give. And then Parker whips it back outside the Bowen for a three. And it gets tipped up and in by Duncan. The final second, it's stolen by Bowen, who launches one that doesn't go. But the San Antonio Spurs, despite a monster first quarter by Ben Wallace on the other side, are up by 6. We've played one in the third game of the NBA Finals in the Palace in Auburn Hills, Michigan. The San Antonio Spurs 27 and the Detroit Pistons 21.
You like what you see, huh? It's hard out here for a pimp. His dream is alive.
I ain't never gonna be nothing more than what you is right now.
His music is real. I've been hearing this beat in my head. 1 in a million shot. His time has come. Go whoop that trick! It ain't the size of the dog in the fight. It's the size of the fight of the dog. Hustle and Flow. Rated R. Starts Wednesday, July 13th. Only in theaters.
Confidence, style, vision for miles. Innovative, sharp, fresh, classic, and now. VA strong, professional charm. The Santa sweet and clear, refreshing to the air. Comfortable and true, we need to make a move. New superior choice. I'm riding with you.
The new 2005 Envoy Denali.
So cool.
GMC, we are professional grade.
Motivate.
Last Sprite.
That's mine. Hey, dog. Follow that Sprite.
How's the burger? Good. Good.
Oh, wait. Where you going? You cheated. Show him on my toes.
When we got married, suddenly we had 2 of everything.
They had a lot of stuff.
2 dinette sets, 2 dogs.
2 car insurance companies.
I'm State Farm agent Joan Roysam, and this is a true story.
We had to get rid of a few things.
Yeah, mainly my things.
He had State Farm.
She had a gecko.
I helped them compare rates and coverage.
It was no comparison.
He was right. For once.
This time, one of my things stayed.
Last year, 1.3 million drivers switched to State Farm. Call an agent today and you'll switch too.
Like a good neighbor.
State Farm is there.
Introducing brand new Blazing Buffalo boneless wings from KFC. Yep, boneless. Each made with 100% premium breast meat and glazed in our special new Blazing Buffalo sauce. Hurry in and get 6 for only $2.99 or 18 for $8.79. Also available in honey barbecue. No bones, all flavor at KFC.
Coors Light. Taste the cold.
27-21 San Antonio. Start the second quarter. Al Michaels, UB Brown, Michelle Tafoya, Stuart Scott in Auburn Hills, Michigan. We've been talking about Tony Parker. Classic example here of what he loves to do. Either off the break or with dribble penetration, he loves to go inside. He's only 6'2". And take a look at this. More than half of his shots were taken from this area. That's inside 6 feet. All the other shots outside 6 feet. So he goes in there all the time. And here it was. That was in the season. Here it is in this series. 19 inside, 13 from beyond 6 feet. Rarely from beyond the three-point line. Tony Parker lives inside.
Well, that takes a lot of courage, Al, when you're his size, because you know you're going to have a tremendous amount of contact. Once he gets down in there, not only is he not afraid, but also he can finish, and he finishes with either hand.
And here's Tayshaun Prince scoring for the Pistons to start the second quarter. And for Prince, his first basket of the game. Beno Udrih is in the game for the first time. He's the only rookie on either team and has had an impact in this series and throughout the playoffs. Ori tips it back out to the Slovenian Udrih.
Okay, we want to bring up this point. That's their 5th offensive rebound. They've already scored 3 field goals in second shot attempts. So Detroit, everyone has got to get back in there and board so they can get out on the break and get some easy baskets.
That was a McDyess steal. Hamilton then whips it around to McDyess all the way over Barry short. Barry with the rebound.
If you're playing in that game and you made that curl move, you were looking for McDyess to go to the basket. He should have been on the move. He had a dunk, but by catching the ball that far out, you end up with a fadeaway jump shot.
And Robinson is in the game for the first time. Gets it back to Ori. That's contested. Saved at the baseline. Back from the Pistons. Hamilton. Alley-oop to Prince. And that'll bring everybody to their feet.
San Antonio, the defense was back. 3-on-3. Maybe this will get Prince going. He needs to get more involved in the game. You're talking about a young man who averaged over 14 points for you during the first 3 rounds of this playoff. I'll just keep an eye to the left of your screen. That's just excellent eye contact. They love to throw him the lob on the break. Right now in this series, he's been struggling. He's only scoring 7 points, but more important, the shooting percentage. He's down below 30%. So you just got to get him off so he gets his confidence back.
10 on the clock. Duncan gets doubled as he goes in, has it knocked away. Here comes Prince leading the charge. He stops and gets it blocked from behind, and also...
Oh, boy.
What are they going to call this?
Technical foul. So technical foul on Duncan. They get a foul on the release on the shot.
Right.
Now, Prince thought as he released that shot that he was hit in the hand. As the ball, keep an eye on it. Now watch to the right of your screen. See, there's the hit right there on the hand. So when the call was for the 2-shot foul, then we had whatever was said, and Joey, unfortunately, for Duncan, heard it.
And Billups goes to the free throw line. That's the technical. Popovich going over things with Joe Crawford. Mentioned earlier, Crawford refereeing his 35th game in an NBA Finals. And now Prince will go to the line with a chance to give Detroit the lead. Meanwhile, the foul was on Duncan, and that's his second. So he, Muhammad, and Ginobili each have 2. No Piston has 2. The first of 2 is good for Prince. Here's Stuart Scott. Stuart.
Al, the guy at the foul line, Tayshaun Prince, by far the quietest guy in the locker room last season. I mean, he barely spoke to us. But this year I asked him, I said, Tayshaun, who's the quietest guy? And he said, oh, it's Antonio McDyess, the new guy. Well, of course, I got to go do my homework. So I go to Antonio and I say, look, Tayshaun said you're the quietest guy on the team. And Antonio just started laughing. He said, Tayshaun, he said, he doesn't even talk. When he talks, he whispers. He said, I've never really heard anything he said. He said, at least I smile and I laugh. Tayshaun never changes expressions. His expression this game so far, though, a lot more energy than last time, Al.
No question about that. He had 3 points the other night, 11 in game 1, and that turnover belongs to San Antonio, and they turn it over to Detroit. The Pistons up by 1, 28-27. San Antonio hot from the field. Pistons a little cooler, but Detroit on top. 7 blocks, 5 by Wallace. Ginobili with a rebound off the Prince miss.
You're in the second quarter. There are 9.5 minutes to go. You have Duncan with 2 fouls. You cannot go asleep. Rasheed Wallace must attack Tim Duncan down in the low post area and force him to play him.
Turned around over McDyess. He's seesawing the Spurs now by 1.
You know, it's nice to stay with people that might be hot. But the key thing in this game right now is you have excellent half-court defense, San Antonio below. The thing is go at Duncan and force Duncan to play you.
Hamilton got free off the curl but missed. Duncan with the rebound. Now Ginobili, he has 2 fouls. Free for 3. Robinson missing. Loose ball underneath.
Yeah, they get Billups on a collision right there with Ginobili.
8:49 remaining in the opening half. San Antonio leading by 1 in Game 3 of the NBA Finals.
When I'm down here, things just look so much different. As opposed to being up there, you know. You are pilots of the U.S. Navy? Gotcha. That's how you do it. Meet your new wingman. And he flies all by himself. That's hot. You wanted to be on the cutting edge? This is it.
It will replace us all.
Whoa. He's aware of himself.
What the hell is he doing?
It just selected a target.
What target? This is a national security crisis.
On July 29th.
He could kill 50,000 people with that load.
They got me! I'm hit! Situation is critical.
If you make me, I will blast you right out the sky.
Stealth.
Goodbye.
Rated PG-13.
You email in real time. You download in broadband-like speeds. Even catch breaking updates. Only Verizon Wireless has the latest all-in-one devices with wireless sync on a network you trust. Nothing slows you down. Get your hands on the latest mobile offices like the new Trio 650, available now with a $100 instant rebate. Verizon Wireless, we never stop working for you.
Chevy's proud to be the #1 selling passenger car brand in America. We have 9 cars with at least 30 highway miles per gallon. We've always broken the rules. Now we're rewriting them. Introducing for the first time ever, the Chevy Employee Discount for everyone. You pay what we pay, not a cent more. Now get a 2005 Malibu sedan for a Chevy Employee Discount price of $15,950 after cash back. See your local Chevy dealer today.
For a good.
Will the hurricane come again tonight?
Yeah.
Mommy, you smell different.
Invasion. Coming this fall, only on ABC.
Game 3, 1970. Mr. Clutch, the Lakers' Jerry West lives up to his name. With a 60-foot heave from behind half court, he ties the Knicks at the buzzer to force overtime. The NBA Finals, where legends are born.
Had Jerry done that today, that would have won the game. It was a 2-pointer back then. And, of course, a 3-pointer now. Big television event coming up this summer. Empire, filmed entirely on location in Rome. 2-hour premiere comes your way at the end of the month on the 28th of June, right here on ABC. Speaking of changes in statistics and how they're compiled and all that, just to go back to those blocks, the 8 blocks, the NBA record in a finals game. Ben Wallace with 5. They didn't start keeping blocks officially until 73. So Bill Russell and Will Chamberlain had ended their careers before that became an official statistic. Duncan from the baseline. Rebound to Rasheed Wallace.
Excellent pressure that time by McDyess.
Now McDyess tries to get by Duncan, has the ball knocked away.
Yeah, he tripped. And that was unfortunate because he had a half a step lead on Duncan.
And then Duncan gets inside. The shot doesn't go, but he will go to the free throw line.
If you are going to gamble and go for the steal in a low post area, you better get it. Because if you don't get it, you're in a heap load of trouble in this series because the San Antonio guys can put the ball at a high percentage.
Foul was on McDyess. That's the second team foul against Detroit. Duncan is at the free throw line for a pair. Let's check in with Michelle.
Al, I asked Greg Popovich to describe Tim Duncan's personality, and he said, remember the Simon and Garfunkel song, I Am a Rock, I Am an Island? Well, Pop said, nobody really is an island, but Tim might be. He said, all you get from him is what you get from his actions. And in that sense, I call him a stoic. He does the right things in the right way, consistently, not in a Boy Scout sort of manner, but in a professional, serious manner, and he doesn't care what anyone thinks. So we saw an unusual technical foul by Tim Duncan. That was not his Boy Scout part, Al. That was his other part.
Not right there. And he also he has a pretty good sense of humor. Very wry, very understated. What else is new? Well, everything he does is understated.
That's right. He's a very bright young man.
Rasheed Wallace got doubled as Luger came over, and the ball goes out of bounds to San Antonio.
Well, you can see the double team is coming once the player puts the ball on the floor. Up until that time, they will allow the player to make a move or take that fadeaway jump shot. If you are going to put it down to try to advance, San Antonio is coming hard.
Big Ben is back in the game. So we've seen a lot of both benches, and right now looking out on the floor, you've got the 10 guys who started the game.
Oh, what a
Mohammed has that down. 2-on-1. Wallace takes it from Phillips, and despite juggling it, thought he got fouled, but makes the basket. No whistle.
That was an incredible catch, okay? The fact that he saved that ball. He's a big man, 6'11", and he was able to save that and then score.
Duncan. Ben Wallace with the rebound. Detroit with a chance to take the lead. And they do. Hamilton.
Well, Hamilton has scored all of his field goals on that right side of the floor, down at the midpoint on the baseline.
Hamilton 6 points tonight, 3 of 7 from the field. Parker loses the ball. 3-on-1. Great defense inside. And then Billups will stop and pull up from three-point land, and it doesn't go, and Mohammed takes it off the glass.
That's great when you score, but when you have a 3-on-1, you want to get the ball up to the lead guy, and you're going to get a short layup. Force the defender to react.
Parker off a Duncan screen. Mohammed tries to save and does. Spurs to reset. Down by 1. San Antonio, 6:23 remaining in the half, and Tony Parker asked for a timeout. San Antonio stops the clock. 6:21 remaining, second quarter. Detroit by a point.
Chevy's proud to be the #1 selling passenger car brand in America. We have the most dependable, longest-lasting trucks on the road. And 9 cars with at least 30 highway miles per gallon. We've always broken the rules. Now we're rewriting them. Introducing for the first time ever, the Chevy employee discount for everyone. You pay what we pay, not a cent more. Chevy, an American revolution.
Reed, look at me.
I can't. The cloud has fundamentally altered our DNA. Your entire biophysical structure is changing. I've always wanted power.
Don't even think about it.
Never do.
Fantastic Four, rated PG-13, in theaters July 8th. And watch the NBA Finals on ABC.
For over 40 years, the mainframe has been the leader in computer performance and reliability. But now, there's the Oracle Grid, a group of low-cost servers connected by Oracle software. Runs applications faster than the fastest mainframe. And if a server fails, the mainframe stops, while the grid just keeps running. The Oracle Grid runs faster, costs less, and never breaks.
If you took away the labels, which beer would you choose?
We believe you'd choose a beer with golden rich flavor that goes down smooth. We believe you'd choose a Miller Genuine Draft. Because we're more concerned with what goes in the bottle than what goes on it. Miller, good call.
I knew there was something weird about this hurricane. Whoa.
What is that?
You tell me.
Take it to the police, Dan.
No way, Russ. They'll just cover it up.
Invasion. Coming this fall, only on ABC.
ABC Sports exclusive coverage of the NBA Finals. Brought to you by Chevy, the new Chevrolets, an American revolution. Fantastic Four. Prepare for the fantastic on July 8th, rated PG-13. And Oracle.
Well, David Stern and the entire NBA staff, they worked very hard to make the NBA an international sport. These finals are broadcast in the following languages, 45 different languages. Hubie and I will be doing the game in Icelandic. Some of you probably think we're doing it in a foreign language tonight, but hey, what can we tell you? Over 3 billion people have the opportunity to watch and listen. Tony Parker, of course, grew up in France. The game is on in France. Bruno Poulain and George Eddy are the announcers.
On a des grandes chances d'avoir un club. On croise les doigts. Pourquoi pas les Spurs avec Tony. Et donc, pour faire le camp d'entraînement d'avant-saison en Europe. Une excellente initiative. Il y avait Jordi Bertomeu, le patron de l'Euroleague, l'espagnol, côté de David Stern.
Oui, parce
pour annoncer cela.
L'idée est de faire des matchs, évidemment, avec à la fin une sorte de tournoi final avec les deux meilleurs clubs NBA et le champion et le vice-champion de l'Euroleague. C'est pas mal du tout.
C'est ça. Et puis maintenant, on est en train de nous écouter dans la salle. Merci, OK. On va raconter un peu, non? Oui, il parle bien. C'est très, très fort.
Voilà, le rebond pour Ben Wallace avec une seule fois qui peut remonter le ballon pour les Pistons.
All right, merci, boys. Too bad we couldn't have put a Tony Parker basket in there for the guys, but you heard him talk about Parker and David Stern. And Hamilton covers up. Looks like he might have gotten hit and then has it knocked away. Hubie, all you know about French is what? Foie gras?
Well, all I know is we have 420 players in this league, and we have 76 international players now. And when you think about it, when David Stern came in 1984, the games were played on delayed tape during the week. And when you think about it now, tonight live, 214 countries. That's absolutely amazing.
Well, Richard Hamilton, who wears that mask, it looked like he got hit, I thought, in the eye. And, of course, if you get hit in the eye, some of the shield will come into play here. Stuart, what do you see from down there?
Well, Al, Rip just got hit across the face, and you know he's very worried about that. He's broken his nose 3 times. That's 3 nose operations. He wears that mask because he basically has no cartilage left in his nose. If he didn't wear the mask and he got his nose broken again, it would basically just collapse. That would be the end of his career. He took his mask off, actually, earlier this season for a few days, but he said he didn't feel comfortable, and he started to second-guess himself because he would think about it when he drove the basket. So he'll wear the mask for the rest of his career. As for getting hit like he just did, he said whenever he gets hit on the face with that mask, it just spreads out the blow to his entire face. He actually had the mask cut him one time above the eye, but he said, I'll take a cut above the eye before a broken nose anytime.
Well, he puts it back on right now, and the ball comes out to Rasheed Wallace, who misses, and Ginobili comes away with it for San Antonio. And almost on cue, there's a halftime feature tonight, which you'll see on Rip Hamilton. Tony Parker to Ori. Back to Parker. 6 on the clock. And Tony gets hit on his way to the basket and fouled.
When you look at the Parker and you look at his game, see, he's now so much more under control than he was just a few years ago. And the reason is he saw the switch. He just lengthened his dribble going parallel to the basket. And what happens? They get the switch. They get the mismatch. Now he takes the big man to the basket, and you pick up the foul.
Duncan back in. Mohammed goes out. Ball was inbounded with 14 on the clock. Spurs trying to take the lead again.
Here's another one. Now Ginobili will take it through.
Wallace got just enough of it. Hunter now to Prince, who spots up. Now Parker. Ginobili guarded by Wallace in this sequence. Is Ben Wallace on Duncan.
Oh, great access.
Another steal by Big Ben.
How about it? 35 steals now in the playoffs. Number one for all rounds. That's just outstanding.
2 steals for him to go with 5. Watch him, Hamilton.
That's his patented area. Coming off that hard curl. Well, if you follow him, he's going to come right and get that medium range game. 15 to 17-foot jump shot.
Parker living in the lane.
See, the big fella's never rotated over. So if you're going to stand there and hug a post guy, Parker is going to lay it up in your face every single time because he can finish with that left hand.
Parker and Duncan each with 8 to lead San Antonio. Hamilton out leading the Pistons.
Come on, you got the mismatch right there.
5 seconds on the clock. Rasheed Wallace on the turnaround to drop it.
See, it's good to see it. If you're going to get that mismatch, Parker on Wallace, you've got to go down in low, make the pass, and let him operate.
Duncan will work it back to Bowen. 3-point attempt for Bruce Bowen from the corner on his 34th birthday to tie the game at 36.
Now that's big. See, that's their 4th 3 that they've made in this half. They're shooting an excellent percentage. Once again, penetration inside, kick it out. Look for the 3.
In terms of three-pointers, Detroit in the series, won for 14 from three-point range. It was in game 1, it was Billups. Here's a three-point attempt by Hunter. Now 1 for 15.
Yeah, we had a collision here with Parker and Wallace.
Both get up now. Wallace a little more slowly. Parker. Then Wallace cut him off.
That was excellent coverage by Wallace.
Tony still dribbling, shovels it off, and you get a foul call as he threw it over to Bowen.
Yeah, now Parker, he honestly thought that he might have been inside the defensive circle. That was a terrific move by Lindsey Hunter. He anticipated, and it's the first time that they've been able to take an offensive foul on Parker.
Third game of the NBA Finals, and we're locked up at 36-all with 2:49 remaining in the opening half.
Nokia 6255i in select cities now. Opens everywhere summer 2005.
Chevy's proud to be the #1 selling passenger car brand in America. And we have the most dependable, longest-lasting trucks on the road. We've always broken the rules. Now we're rewriting them. Introducing for the first time ever, the Chevy Employee Discount. For everyone, you pay what we pay, not a cent more. Get an 05 Silverado half-ton two-wheel drive WT for a Chevy Employee Discount price of around $14,150 after cash back. See your local Chevy dealer today.
For a good.
Critics love The Honeymooners. Roger Ebert says, thumbs up. The cast is comic perfection. And the New York Times says it has an ending that warms the heart.
Baby, you're the greatest.
It's hilarious. The Honeymooners, rated PG-13. Now play.
Shorty, you know the game's about picking and choosing. You don't know when you won. You so used to losing. Move around now. Move around.
boys can move 100 tons a month. We gotta have product, compadre.
You'll have it.
Well, no disrespect, Cruz, but a lot of your product's been ending up in an evidence warehouse lately. We've been left high and dry.
Well, no. Just we ran into a rough patch with the Texas Rangers, but it's been taken care of. Frank, enough talk about business. I got a Cubano with your name on it and some scotch that's older than Maria.
All right.
Ladies, we're having a celebration. Guests from your country.
As you can see, the drug business is not all business.
And you two will be accompanying us.
You gotta be kidding me.
You know from past experience that I'm a very serious man.
When Paco brings Walker in, we want you to look your best when my brother kills him.
I thought you said he was dead.
I lied. You know, to keep things interesting. Now get dressed. Maria will help you. If you two try anything else, things will go very badly for you. Pepe, uncuff them. Come on.
You mean it's really true? You're actually holding Alex K?
It's a beautiful thing, no? See, she arrested my brother, then I arrested her.
I hope you know what you're doing, man.
Frank, I always know what I'm doing.
It's your show.
Excuse me. Señoritas, aquí, por favor. Vino! And now, Frank, the moment you waited for. The lovely Maria.